In this video, we show you how to add your workplace pension to Xero to automate auto-enrolment pension obligations for you. Let's take a look. First, select Payroll from the Xero dashboard and choose Payroll Settings. Then select Workplace Pension. Select whether your duties for auto-enrolment have started. Hover over the information icon for guidance. If you select No, Xero will calculate the start date of your duties based on your earliest employee start date. If you select Yes, enter the start date so Xero has the details it needs about your auto-enrolment duties. Then, choose whether to postpone your workforce assessment. This is useful if you're applying the postponement to a group of employees. If you select Yes, enter the postponement date. Under auto-enrolment rules, you can postpone for up to 3 months. The calendar will, therefore, only allow you to select a date 3 months from your duty's start date. You'll still be able to postpone at an individual employee level later. Next, you can add your re-enrolment date so Xero can track and automate your workplace pension obligations. To find out your re-enrolment date, click the Pensions Regulator link. Once you've completed the details on the page, click Next to move on to Step 2. You'll see a list of common pension providers when you click the search field. The list isn't exhaustive, so if your pension provider isn't listed, there's no need to worry, you'll still be able to add them. First, let's look at the process for adding Nest and the people's pensions. Xero directly integrates with Nest and the people's pension, allowing you to connect to them and automatically complete the pension scheme details. To connect to Nest, select it from the list, then enter your Nest Employer ID from your Nest portal in the Employer ID field. Then enter your username and password. These will be the details you use to log into your Nest portal. Read the information about the Xero connection. Once you're happy, select the checkbox to authorize Xero to connect to Nest to retrieve the pension scheme details. Click Connect Provider to complete the process. Connecting and importing the details into Xero can take up to 30 minutes. You'll receive an email from Xero to confirm the connection. Once connected, you can view your Nest pension scheme details in Xero. To add the people's pension, select them from the list. It's important to note that you can only use the direct integration with the people's pension if you have one pay frequency and pension account. If you have multiple pay frequencies or pension accounts, click the link to set up manually. To connect to the people's pension, enter your account number and click Connect Provider. You'll be redirected to a page where you can enter your email address and password for the people's pension. Click Login to authorize Xero to access your account information and follow the steps to connect your pension account. You'll see a message in Xero about the connection process, which can take up to 1 hour. Once connected, you can view your pension scheme details in Xero. If you use a pension provider other than Nest or the people's pension, you must manually add the pension scheme details. Start typing your pension provider name in the search box. If your provider is listed, select them. If your provider isn't listed, click Set up as a provider manually. complete the details to match your scheme with your pension provider to ensure Xero calculates employee pensions correctly. Use the handy links and information or contact your pension provider for clarification. First, enter your pension provider's employer ID. Next, complete the employer and employee contribution details. You can choose either a percentage or a fixed amount. Depending on your choice, enter the appropriate figure. Note that minimum contribution limits for employers and employees may be subject to change, so make sure the information you enter meets or exceeds these requirements. In my example, I'll enter 5% for employer and employee contributions. Moving on, choose whether to show the balance to employees. Select Yes if you want your employee to see your employer pension contributions on their payslip. Then, select whether you need Xero to calculate pension contributions on qualifying earnings. If you select Yes, Xero will calculate contribution on earnings between the upper and lower limits set by the government each year. If you choose No, Xero will calculate contributions on all earnings. This selection impacts how Xero calculates pension contributions, so select the option that agrees with your pension scheme details. Next, choose the tax relief calculation. Again, you should get these details from your pension provider. You'll see an explanation of each type of tax relief to help you select the correct option for your scheme. In this example, I'll choose Net Pay Arrangement. Finally, enter the date your pension filings are due. The date must match your agreement with your pension provider, so if you need clarification, check with them. I'll choose 14, and then from the following drop-down menu, select Days after the pay period end. Click Next to move on to the last step. Check your pension settings against your pension scheme details. These must match your pension provider details. Xero completes the pension signatory details with the payroll admin user information. These details are used for the auto-enrolment communications generated and sent from Xero. If you need the communications to be signed by another person, click Edit to enter the correct details. Lastly, confirm the chart of account codes that Xero will use when posting the pension journal. If you're using the default chart of accounts, Xero pre-populates the codes. Click I want to use custom accounts to select different codes. Click Confirm Settings to complete the setup of your workplace pension in Xero. Check all of your pension details on the summary screen so you can be confident that you've entered all the information correctly before you complete your first pay run. Once you've set up your workplace pension in Xero, you can make changes from the Workplace Pensions tab in the payroll settings. If you change pension providers, click Switch Providers to set up your new workplace pension. Then, follow the same process from earlier in the video to complete the setup. To update your nest or the people's pension details in Xero, click Refresh Scheme. If you've manually set up your workplace pension, update your pension duties, signatory, accounting chart of account codes, or pension scheme details by clicking Edit next to the relevant heading. Add the changes, then click Save to update the details. For example, we've increased the employer pension contribution, so we'd click Edit for the pension scheme details. Change the percentage, then click Save. Xero has updated the workplace pension for the next pay run.